5 Live No Jive. This is the real State of the Union address from me, the unimpeachable president for life. Jeffrey K. Clayton, the long-haired weirdo. Welcome. I see you all coming in now. I see my main Callie. There's Clinton, Adam, John Adam, Dave Prino. Dave, now that I got your ear, I'm getting ready to go into some more test pressings. You interested? Let me know via direct message. There's Heather. Heather, are you North Carolina situated? Or are y'all still on the open road? Mondo Braswell. Art Ettinger with us live. Almost an hour away, huh? Okay. Be careful. Shows, and it shows, and everybody knows. Well, you're going to know, because I'm going to tell you. Damn, Jeff Clayton, when y'all playing live again, son? Y'all ain't played in a while there, boy. You got to tell me something. Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. ANTiSEEN, the Ultra lineup, will hop aboard the death train and line that thing up on the track starting in March. This is February. Next month. 1 month. You know what I should be singing to y'all right now? The boys are back in town because the boys are here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, at least one of them is an hour away. But Malcolm Tent, Walt Wheat, Sir Barry Hannibal, they are at our top secret practice facility. And they're working out 2 projects that we're working on this weekend. In the meantime, while working on these projects, we're also getting in some practice together to condition ourselves for the shows coming up. Saturday night, we will be recording the Here to Ruin Your Groove live show. Now, when I say live, I don't mean live like we're here live right now. I mean live as in us performing live. We will be performing Here to Ruin Your Groove, first song to the last 2 songs on the single in its entirety. A lot of people have asked, are you going to do the skits in between and all? Unfortunately, that will not be happening this time. So, but don't you worry. It'll be myself along with Sir Barry Hannibal and Walt Wheat with Trip McNeil on bass. 3/4 of the surviving members of the Here to Ruin Your Groove album. And Walt, we will be playing it live. But you won't see it live. Why do I keep saying that? I keep confusing my own self. Let me tell you something about that show. Actually, since Mondo's here, he has some interest in this. You know, I don't keep a lot of the stage stuff and all that I have. You know, I usually sell some of it, and because it's not doing me any good. And you know, but I just want to let you know that on the cover of Here to Ruin Your Groove, for years I wore the armbands and I had the belt. I never wore the belt much because you had to be a pretty thin guy to get it on, but here it is. Still in great shape. They were mine. They were given to me by the late Christy King, former wife of Hell Stompers Alan King. She made these for me, and used them for years. They were featured on the cover of Here to Ruin Your Groove, along with these armbands. Now, these armbands were covered in sweat, blood, and whatever else you could think of for years. And man, they were stiff as a board, and they were starting to break off. You see, some of the snaps have already broken. But the person that owns these now, who is Steve Wenzel, they were formerly owned by Mondo Braswell. Mondo gave me a little bit of change for the whole get up, and then down the road he moved it to Steve, which Steve now owns them. But Steve, look at this. That stuff I told you I was going to get for these. Look at that, man. Look at how nice and clean they look. They ain't looked this good in a long time. I'll be wearing these during the taping of the Here to Ruin Your Groove album. So that's some trivia for you. But also this week, now I can't get too many details about this because it's a disclosed location, a secret time, and everything else. Because it was an invite-only audience, a very small audience, because it's a very small place, that we will be recording the People's Choice live album. And the people chose through a poll we had on the page, like what songs you'd like to see done over the next year. Now, that don't mean we're going to play every damn one at the anniversary show, but it does mean that a bunch of them are going to be on this live record, and it is not your typical ANTiSEEN set. I promise you that. And the album will be available. I think we're going to debut it for sale at the 40th anniversary show in September, September 30th to be exact, at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina. 40-year anniversary show. Now, all these shows we're doing now, the whole year, this is the whole 40th anniversary tour. We're not waiting until the 30th to celebrate being 40 years old as a band. We're going to be chest pounding about that the entire year. And then you'll get a break for 5 years until we turn 45. But the first steps of ANTiSEEN celebrating 40 years of Destructo Rock begins March 9th at the Switchyard in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, hometown of Walt Wheat. March 10th, that'll be a Friday, Bears in Shreveport, Louisiana, with Jethro Skull. March 11th, at the Merry Widow in Mobile, Alabama. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This show is going to be an early show. The doors are going to be at 5 p.m. I got 5 p.m. on the flyer. Everyone think, damn, they're going to start playing 5. No, the doors will be open at 5. We'll start playing, I guess Future Hate. We'll start playing at 6. We'll be playing with Future Hate in Mobile, Alabama. Early show. They got another big show going on across the street. Same guy runs both clubs. So, this way he has, if you want to go to his other show, I don't know what it is, but you go to, after we're done. Man, you can do anything. You can go out and eat, go see a damn movie. Hell, you can go home and watch Me TV or Pluto or something. That's what I'll do. Well, I'll be going down to the Wheat compound. And then the next night, Sunday, March 12th, Siberia in New Orleans, Louisiana. And listen to this bill right here. Not only do you get the rockin' teenage combo of 40 years, ANTiSEEN, you also get from Houston, Texas, the Guillotines. And from New Orleans, Louisiana, one of the best bands from there, the Pallbearers. How about that? Main event anywhere in the USA, but it's happening in New Orleans, Louisiana on March 12th. Now I'm going to run through these real quick now. This is April. You might be saying, oh, what the hell? Oh yeah, cleaning. Told you I was cleaning those armbands before I had to go live. But April 6th, Boggs Social and Supply in Atlanta, Georgia. It's been a while since we've been to Atlanta. 2018, I think. We will be there with Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre, along with the Aggravators and Hembre and the Infidels. That's a Thursday night. That's going to be all right, tight, and out of sight. Find yourself there. April 7th, hometown show. The Milestone in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. With special guest, Hembre and the Infidels, along with this band right here, the Self-Made Monsters, who have just released a new album. And this is it. I got it in my hand right here. Crow Magnificent is the name of it. Look at this good shit. This is on black vinyl. It comes with a nice insert with lyrics to the song, pictures of the band, the way they look today. I love that. I saw that, man. I started laughing my ass off. And for those who are going to ask, the answer is yes. It also comes on CD. Well, damn, you ain't telling me how to get one yet. Well, I'm telling you right now, you go to Self-Made Monsters page, and I'm sure anywhere on their page, there will be a link to go to their Bandcamp, where you can order those, or if you're a guy that likes for everything to be on your telephone, you can get a download there. It's a one-stop shop for everything. They're a fantastic band, and they're going to be playing with us on April 7th at the Milestone. April 8th in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre at the Cherry Street Tavern. And on the April 9th at the Cobra in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, people have been writing me and saying, look, I ain't been able to see tickets on sale for Chattanooga or Cobra. A lot of people planning on going to these shows. And, but here's the thing. I know for a fact that the tickets for Chattanooga are not going on sale until the 23rd. The show has been announced, but the tickets go on sale 23rd. I don't know why it's not on their sites yet. But I got my itinerary from our booking agent, Atomic Music Group, Joey Killingsworth, Joey at atomicmusicgroup.com, if you want to book ANTiSEEN. And I got my itinerary, and both shows are confirmed, Chattanooga and the Cobra in Nashville. So if y'all are making plans, go ahead and follow through. Now that we're telling you to, go on the internet and buy stuff, I haven't mentioned it in a while, but if you could, if you're a fan of the 70s and 80s horror movies, man, Hills Have Eyes, Hills Have Eyes Part 2, Eaten Alive, Incredible Melting Man, Phantom of the Paradise. One of the main actresses in those films is a friend of ours, and she's got a store online, and she will autograph photos personally to you from those films. I'm talking about Janice Blythe. You can go to her Facebook page, Janice Blythe, Scream Queen. He's like, well, why is she a friend of yours? Because we wrote a song about her back in 1985 called Ruby, Get Back to the Hills. That's her character in The Hills Have Eyes Part 1 and 2. So do it. I'm kind of going back to format a little bit today. And I'll be like, damn, you're about time, son. You've been off format for quite a while. But today we are going to do a top 10. And if I get through it quick enough, I may do a second top 10. And I'm going to tell you, my good friend Jeff Williams told me today, you should write these down when you're doing it. Because you want me to tell you how I'll spend Tuesday on my breaks? Texting guys that I know pay more attention to break on through than me. And I say, hey, man, did I do a top 10 of this or that? And they're like, no, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you did. I wish I'd been making a list the whole damn time so I wouldn't repeat. But I'm amazed I have not done this one. But a lot of folks told me I didn't. So here we go. I remember talking about him. But then I remembered when and where I talked about it. It was on Break On Through, and I was talking about soundtracks. Oh, yeah. But here I am going to give to you Jeff Clayton, the unimpeachable president for life, the long-haired weirdo. I'm going to give you my personal top 10 of whom I consider to be one of the greatest entertainers of all time. And I'm talking about James Brown. Now, when I do these top 10s, you say, these are my top 10 of, and people go, oh, you don't like? No, that don't mean I don't like. It means if for some reason you were to tell me, man, you got to make you a damn mix CD of your 10 best, or your 10 favorite songs of these artists, because that's all you're going to have to listen to for the rest of your life, son. And I don't know why they'd say that, or under what conditions they would say that, but if that were to happen, and today was the day that I had to create said playlist, this is what it'd be. Now, 2 days from now, I might go, damn, why didn't I put, but I love all that early James Brown, all the 60s James Brown, all the stuff with Please, Please Don't Go, Hot Pants, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, Hot Pants may have been 70s, but Papa's Got to Bring You Back, all that stuff. Love it. I love it. I don't think there's anything a whole lot James Brown did I didn't like. But man, my favorite period is the one that a lot of people, and I don't understand why they consider it like a down period for him. And it's that period in the 70s when he just got the hairdo and he grew the big mustache. And his albums were a little bit more, I don't know even how to describe it. You would say experimental, but not in a sense that it wasn't him doing what he does, but you could tell he didn't give a damn whether he was getting a hit single or not. And, you know, I admire that. I like that. And most of my picks come from that era. Matter of fact, maybe all of it, but also I'm a real fan of the era from the late 60s into the early 70s. Especially when it was him and he had his hype man, Bobby Bird, on stage. And they would do a lot of the songs had a call response from them too. I love that. You know how there's like, some bands have this thing they do, and that thing is what makes their stuff so great. Like, I think T-Rex having a conga player playing 70s glam music was an ingenious idea. It gives a sound that no one had or has and has had since. But I love the James Brown, Bobby Bird call response stuff. And so without further ado, here goes my top 10 of James Brown. And my number 10, The Payback. That's James telling you, you know what? You may do something, but justice is going to come. I could dig rapping. I could dig scrapping. But I don't dig that backstabbing. How could there not be truer words than that? Hey, if you want to talk it out, yeah, we'll talk it out. And you want to duke it out, we'll duke it out. But going around and planting seeds everywhere, time to be a man. The Big Payback. Now there's a album from this time period I'm talking about that I am very, very fond of. I love every song on it. There's a couple from this time period that I really like. I don't think they had any hits per se. But this was one of them at my number 9 from the album Mother's Nature. A slow song. Yeah, it's a slow song. Slow, emotional type song. Called Have a Happy Day. Ah! A hippie, not hardly. He's telling his woman, whom they have parted ways, that, you know, he really misses her, really loves her, but he knows their thing is done, and he just wants her to have a happy day. You know, just be good. And like I say, from that time period, there was an album called Jam 1980s. And I guess James was looking all futuristic with a big lightning bolt on his shirt, you know, with the big mustache and all that. And the thing about these records, they didn't have many songs on them because some of these songs were long. And this song was long. And you know, when they did that, they've done that all along, but they would cut them down to make singles or to make extended album tracks. A lot of James Brown singles had a part 1 and a part 2 where it would be the same song, just continuing on the flip side. And this didn't get that treatment because it was only an album track, but it was from Jam 1980s, and it's a song called Nature. It's not some of the best James Brown lyrics in the world, but it is a groove that will make you move. Number 7, this is one that probably anyone that's ever even heard of James Brown knows. Sex Machine. That's a little bit of that back and forth with him and Bobby Bird. Get up, get on up. Get up, get on up. Love it. Stay on the scene. like a sex machine. And from that same time period, more of that great James Brown, Bobby Byrd, call response, chorus singing, Greedy Man. Say, brother, don't leave the homework undone. I'm a greedy man. Greedy man. I'm a greedy man. It don't get much better than Greedy Man. But you're saying, damn, Jeff Clayton's number 6. Apparently he gets 5 better. Well, okay, you got me there. But number 5 from the Black Caesar soundtrack. Actually, number 5 and number 4 are both from that same movie soundtrack. And it's a great movie. Without James Brown even in the soundtrack, it is a great movie. Spawned a few sequels, Hell Up in Harlem. But if you ever can see Black Caesar, if you can ever see it, like you got to wait for the video store to get it. It's streaming somewhere, some channel right now. So you can probably lean over your TV and your remote and find it right. You're sitting here listening to some Break On Through. But number 5, The Boss. With that great term, paid the cost to be the boss. Y'all know who paid the cost to be the boss. Also from that soundtrack, my number 4. Down and Out in New York City. That's one of the grittier James Brown songs. Man, it's really, really good. Got some of that great 70s crime movie horn section stuff. Man, I just love it. Great lines in it. All the bad cats with the bad hats doing me a real big favor. Here's a dime, boy. Give me a shine, boy. What my name is. So, and there's man, every song on that soundtrack's good, and they place it in the movie really good. I really love the way because you can have a good soundtrack and a good movie, but if it's not placed right, it kind of looks excuse me, folks, working class. It kind of looks disjointed, but this falls into place perfect. A lot of those movies from that time period, they had that whole soundtrack fitting in the right spots down. They had that down. Number 3. This would be one of those late 60s, early 70s. And one of the ones where where the song's incredibly long. And they put out an album called Into the Jungle Groove, which had a handful of songs in their complete form. I love it. I love it. It's like, It's a New Day is the song. And it did come out as a single with part 1, part 2, where it was just the song continued. But the album Into the Jungle Groove has the track in its entirety, because a lot of times all they would have is a groove. A groove and a beat. Maybe a bridge. And that's all they'd have. How many times are we doing it? Well, you know what? Just start doing it. We do it. James would shout out in the microphone while they're recording. He would give the instructions of what to do next. And you hear the guys talking back to him. And, guys, you ready to do that? Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. It's a New Day. And the particular track I'm talking about It's from the album Into the Jungle Groove. My number two and number one could be tied, man. I love that I can listen to these songs. I've probably listened to them over 1,000 times each. And I can listen to them right now. When I get off here, break on through, I can play them. I play them both. And I get the same feeling listening to them, the same excitement of hearing these songs. I love them. My number two, Funky President. Stock market going up, jobs going down. Ain't no funky job to be found. Taxes keep going up. I drink from a glass. Now I drink from a paper cup. It's getting bad. Damn, James, when did you write that song? Yesterday? Funky President. If I'm not mistaken, I think that debuted on the I'm Real album. Yeah, AC, people, it's bad. It's bad. Got to get over before we go under. Save our money, be like the mob. Put up a factory and own the job. Boy, this administration seems to want to keep you from being able to do that, don't they? Well, anyway, my number one. This is my favorite James Brown song. There was a day, there was a time when I used to dance. There was a time. Man, I'm thinking that the main version that everyone hears, I think that was recorded live. If it wasn't, they sure as hell caught that band on that recording when they were on fire. And that's all I can tell you. Just look up There Was a Time. Don't look up any live version. Just look up, it'll say James Brown, There Was a Time. And they may call it a studio version, but I really don't think it was studio because it's got a little bit of a different sound than most of that stuff. And probably I used to know this, but man, you know, I'm a well of useless knowledge. And sometimes if you don't, exercise that stuff, you lose it. But just listening to it recently, it sure as hell sounds like that. AC says it's from the Apollo 67. Is that where that song debuted? Because I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Matter of fact, that's your homework. Go listen to There Was a Time when you get done with Break On Through. Man, I don't think I'm going to have time for my other top 10 today. We'll save that for next week. So, don't forget our big cartel store. You can go to ANTiSEEN.com and get on there. By the way, and if you're still wondering about those shows, the big cartel, I just completely messed up what I was going to say. You go to our website, ANTiSEEN.com, and it says merch. Bam, it takes you straight to Big Cartel. Or if you're wondering about any of those shows that I was talking about at the beginning, they are all listed right now. Eventually, I'm going to get our main Mang, Mike Pilmer, to put the ticket links up on the individual listings. And we're also going to have the link on there for you. You can buy tickets to the 40th anniversary show now. And you can, well, David Robb, man, you say that every week. And the thing is, I don't control the postage. The U.S. Post Office does. And There ain't nothing I can do about that. That's the federal government, Hoss. And I'm not a charity. So, I don't know what to tell you there. But, oh, believe me, if it was in my power, I would sort them out. Because I'll tell you what, just like one of the James Brown songs, the price is going up. But I'll tell you what, that quality and that service is sure enough going down. Well, the boys will be practicing here in a little bit. I'm not going to be there tonight because I had to break on through and I have to rest the old voice. You hear my voice is a little rough. That might be the thing, though, you know. I'll be there with them tomorrow and probably the rest of the week. And then by the time we do the Ruin Your Groove and the live recording, my voice will be good and warmed up. I will sound like that purring kitten that you're all accustomed to. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and cut it a little short, about 5 minutes, because I think I hear my little buddy, Lil Coleman, in there. And he don't like it when his pawpaw's locked away in the Break On Through studios. He likes to be in here, too. But, yeah, I just noticed something. You know, KD After Dark is starting to make some more posts. So I'd like for y'all to go on Facebook and look at the posts. I'm doing, he's having correspondence until he's able to get back in front of the camera. And I am JC Charger. And we're doing self-induced lobotomy moments with JC Charger. Go check it out. I don't know what it'll do for you, but it'll do something. As always, thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a little while. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. And always a pleasure. And thank you so much. And I will either see you next week, and hopefully with a bunch of you out there, I will see you at the shows in March and April. And if not those, the big show in September. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your week. I appreciate you. See you next week. You know what we're going to do? We are going to break on through.